From making Wednesday Addams the twisted teen she is today, to her super weird phobia, which happens to be a fear of plants. Here are some secrets fans don't know about Christina Ricci, starting with her very troubling time as a child actor. To say that she's been diabolical since she was a kid would be an understatement. The performer, who made her screen debut in Mermaids at the age of 9, went on to become 90s cinema's beautiful young freak, as reporters then would put it. Since then, the performer has possessed a certain star quality that has allowed her to excel in weird roles. In films like Showtime's horror Yellow Jackets and the violent miniseries The Lizzie Borden Chronicles, she was quoted as having a curious lack of innocence. It was as fascinating as it was disturbing, and it's something that's long given Ricci's performances an edge. But beneath that tough exterior is a woman who's constantly prepared to retaliate against someone or something that's lurking. That's arguably been the case ever since Ricci's breakout role as deadpan goth Wednesday Addams, which was without a doubt the most important role of her career. And it gives fans the clearest sneak peek into the actor's love of all things dark. Ricci famously told an interviewer, "It's like a chicken or egg question. Did I influence her as a character, or did she as a character influence my personality?" Yep, she was the OG Wednesday Addams. But you need to understand how crazy her take on the character was. Like, this was a 12-year-old child who had the craziest ideas about bringing her character to life. So when Uncle Fester puts Wednesday to bed, the actress is seen folding her arms and putting her hands on her shoulders like a dead person, which the director claims was totally Christina's idea. In fact, the entire team turned to her more than once for her knowledge and story sense. It was meant to be. Even producer Scott Rudin implied that she basically wrote the story for Addams' family values. Then, screenwriter Paul Rudnick revealed that Ricci was responsible for the movie's eventual plot twist, questioning whether an amnesiac Uncle Fester is a fake or the real deal. Since the start, she's always had an excellent sense of her role and was incredibly helpful. So the young actor's suggestion of what the more emotionally satisfying and necessary end would be is what we got to see on the screen. 12 years old, guys. What kid that age has such morbid fantasies? Well, her childhood can be credited for it, or blamed, depending on who you ask. Ricci acknowledges that she was an unruly child. She constantly quarreled with her mom at home and got into problems at school. Ricci claimed that her job in Hollywood compelled her to behave and gave order and structure that made her a little more normal. But still, she doesn't believe that working as a kid actress is the healthiest way to grow up. Hear, hear. Following her popularity in the Addams family, Ricci often made shocking claims in early interviews. Case in point, the time she said, "I'm not afraid to die," and "It's such a natural thing to have intimate relations with your parents." What? Well, she admitted later on that those statements were a deliberate attempt by her to seem quirky. She believed that the interviewers were asking her things that, in part due to her age, she couldn't respond to. So she gave odd or provocative responses. And if you needed more proof that she's literally the incarnation of Wednesday Addams in real life, she manipulated a classmate to get a part in a school play. At age 7, you guys, yep, she had to compete with a male classmate for a lead role in the school play, The 12 Days of Christmas. Instead of trying to win the role fair and square, she mocked and tormented the youngster until he hit her in return. So after the youngster was punished, Ricci was obviously given the part. Wow. Luckily, she didn't make this a habit. In fact, she even made a lifelong friend while working on Now and Then. Let's be honest, that movie is one of the most realistic depictions of girlhood ever portrayed on film. The 1995 coming-of-age tale Now and Then didn't simply leave a lasting impression on the viewers. Christina Ricci and Gabby Hoffman's on-screen friendship carried over into their personal lives as well. Hoffman revealed in an interview that Ricci was 14 and she was 12, and that their friendship seemed like a first true love because of all the emotion and fun they shared. What fun, you ask? Well, they revealed how they'd sneak off to smoke packs of cigarettes and watch Pulp Fiction over and over again. Seems like the perfect 90s rebellion to me. Speaking of girlhood and friendships, do you know who her roommate was? It was Margot Robbie. Before experiencing a huge career turnaround in Yellow Jackets, Christina Ricci co-starred with a then-unknown Margot Robbie in the cult period Pan Am. The aspiring Australian star was still learning the ropes in the business, and Ricci did so with pride and joy. During filming, the pair moved in together to a Brooklyn apartment, where they realized they were a wonderful platonic match. She revealed how the two were yin and yang, with Ricci being a stressed-out chick, while Robbie was all chilled out. And here's a peculiar thing they do. She'd urge Ricci to turn to face her whenever she felt anxious, because doing so would always help her to relax. This isn't at all surprising, given the Suicide Squad actor's breathtaking beauty, which Ricci admitted to being captivated by, so much so that she'd forget her worries. I sorta get it, Ricci. Oh, and her nerves got her in some serious trouble once. Christina made a huge dent on one of the cast members of Saturday Night Live when she appeared as a guest host. In a parody of Sally Jessy Raphael's popular trashy chat program Sally, Ricci played a wild teen who punched Anna Gasteyer. Anna was portraying the redheaded grandmother of 90s daytime television, but as Ricci admitted to the audience during an interview in 2019, it went horribly wrong. Let's just say it wasn't the punchline they'd practiced for. The Speed Racer actress said that during the performance, she was told to do this other punch because the one she had been practicing throughout rehearsals didn't appear realistic enough. But during the live performance, Ricci accidentally socked her co-star right in the face, on her glasses to be specific. The actor pointed out that Gasteyer had said some not-so-nice things about her and the incident since, despite the fact that she was terribly sorry for it. I mean, can you blame her? Turns out Ricci had drank a considerable amount of champagne to calm her nerves before the skit, so, that had to happen, no? The SNL alum reportedly got 2 bottles of champagne specifically for the star, who she referred to as inexperienced because she hadn't worked in theater, like most of us. Ouch. Guess she downed both of them to act with you. Anna? Nerves aside, the actress has some really weird phobias too. I bet it's something no fans know about her because it's so bizarre. When you hear phobia, you think water, heights, insects. But nope, she's afraid of plants. Which is so funny because her whole role in the Netflix series was a botany teacher. It makes sense that Christina Ricci, who has a reputation for being a bit of a Hollywood weirdo, would be sporting some unusual phobias to support that image, right? First off, the cursed icon reportedly has a sort of botanophobia, which, with Ricci confessing to a British magazine once that she had a fear of houseplants in particular. Jumping into a pool to rid herself of her phobia of a threatening-looking houseplant doesn't appear to be an option for the celebrity either, because she revealed in the same interview that she had an irrational phobia of swimming pools. More specifically, the idea of Jaws being forcibly set free in one. Yes, because you could fit one in a pool, right? So, from her super weird phobia of plants to being known for her dark and mysterious persona that eventually landed her a role in the Addams Family, here's all that you didn't know about Christina Ricci.